Hello and welcome back to the Force Feed. In today's gaming news, a new video shows us what could have been with 38 Studios' Project Copernicus, Kinect gets a price drop, Funcom lays off half of its staff, and the League of Legends community sucks. Now how do we fix it? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the show. I made myself a delicious lemon chicken with Old Bay seasoning, a side of broccoli, and some couscous for dinner today. Force, that wasn't funny at all. It wasn't meant to be funny. It was meant to be delicious. And it was. I wasn't trying to make you laugh. I was trying to make you jelly. Mission accomplished. First up in news today, I've got something kind of depressing to talk about. New details have been released for the Project Copernicus MMO, the one that was being developed by 38 Studios but is now cancelled because the studio doesn't exist. This 3-minute fly-through video shows off some of the major cities and landmarks in the now cancelled Kingdoms of Amalur MMO. The video was posted on the personal blog of former 38 Studios employee Steve Danuser. In his blog post, he also discusses some of the big plans 38 Studios had for their game, such as a dynamic world that would evolve based on player decision, with the end result being permanent change that could vary per server. It really is a shame that chances are we're never going to see the Kingdoms of Amalur MMO come to fruition. Apparently they had a lot of it developed and some great ideas behind it, but again, with 38 Studios no longer around, chances are pretty good that we're never going to see it. And yes, there is a possibility that another company may scoop it up, but I'm not going to hold my breath. Or maybe I should. I'm sure some of you would like that. Next up, we've got some news that most of you probably don't care about. Kinect has seen a price drop. The price of the Kinect has been dropped in the US down to $109.99. Microsoft's Major Nelson also announced that a similar price drop will be coming to the rest of North America, along with Latin America and Asia Pacific regions later today. And finally, a price drop in Australia and New Zealand will be coming on October 4th. Ooh, the price dropped, awesome! Is it $0 yet? No? Then I'm not buying. Honestly, I don't think any serious gamer really cares about this thing until they make games where you're not just bouncing a ball back at someone's face with your hand. Really, what's the point? Sure, I can yell Fusro Da at my screen and make my guy in Skyrim do some stuff, but no. Don't really care. Moving on, we've got the unfortunate news that Funcom will be laying off approximately half of their staff. The Secret World developer Funcom has announced that they will be laying off approximately half of their 250-person staff. In a statement on their website, Funcom claims that most of these layoffs are normal procedure post-launch of a major online game. While a majority of the layoffs are occurring in temporary positions, such as customer service, other departments will also be affected. And last up in news today, we'll be talking about the League of Legends community. Yeah, the one that sucks. In an article on Joystick, Riot Games senior producer Travis George talks about the biggest problem in League of Legends, its community. When discussing the major issues preventing new players from getting into the game, George says it's not the learning curve, but its bad-mannered community that turns off new players. The implementation of the League of Legends Tribunal, which is Riot's community peer review system, has helped to alleviate some of the issue, but he says Riot continues to work hard to actively try to fix the community problem. The article goes on to discuss a recent major tournament in which one of the competing players was banned based on his actions in the League of Legends ladder. Basically, people said, in the ladder, hey, you're being a douche. And then Riot said, hey, this kid's a douche. Kick him out of the tournament. Pretty interesting concept, especially in a game like League of Legends. You take any competitive game where you're so focused on team play like MOBA games are, and you're bound to deal with players who get pretty hot-headed when other members of their team are performing badly. This is pretty much to be expected, and I find it interesting that Riot thinks that they can be banning players permanently from the game just because they're kind of being rude and hot-headed in a competitive team-reliant game. Now with that said, I don't condone people being asshats. In fact, I'm not a fan of it at all. And when I do something like that, most of the time I'm just joking around and it's not meant to be serious at all. But still, should Riot be banning players permanently because other players don't like how they're acting? That seems like it might be a step too far. Alright guys, that'll do it for today's episode of the Force Feed. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you like the content, be sure to like and favorite this video. Tune in tomorrow for another episode. Once again, this has been Force, and you've just been Force Fed. Truth be told, I've been staying away from League of Legends because of the community as well. And no, not because they might be mean to me and I won't like what they say. It's because they're all noobs, and I don't play with noobs. As is, I carry all my teams I play on in any game. I stay away from playing with people like League of Legends guys. Ugh.